Thanks for checking out ChartGuys.com, home of technical analysis education in both the stock market and cryptocurrency worlds. See the links in the description of this video for more information on our two courses, Entries and Exits on the Fundamentals of Technical Analysis, as well as our new course on Trading Cryptocurrency Strategy. Purchase both and receive a 20% off bundle discount. Thanks for checking us out. Let's get on to the technical analysis. Hello everyone, checking in on the big three. Hope you're having a good night. We're going to start it off with Bitcoin on the weekly time frame. So the weekly time frame has been exploding to the upside all year, starting back in March, and we see a leg up, healthy consolidation, continuation, consolidation, and continuation. So we have made the move over the past 3 weeks a lot quicker than we have in the past. The first bull move took a lot more weeks. It was slow and steady. The second move was a bit more exaggerated, and the third move, not as significant as the second move. The second move, we went from 1760 essentially up to 4980, so that is a total of about 3200. And then this time we went from 2975 up to 5867. So that's essentially 2900. So a little bit less, but a lot quicker. So we are overextended, and we know to be cautious for consolidation whenever you move up that significantly. We know to be protecting our profits because consolidation could last of multiple weeks and it could pull back significant amounts. We pulled back these both times. We went from 3,000 down to 1758, so 1250 pullback, and then we went from here 4980 all the way down to 2975. So again, a significant 2000 pullback. Those are big numbers that allow for reloading if you do take profit, and you don't even have to come anywhere close to nailing the top and the bottom to still make significant gains by selling and reloading. So on the daily time frame, signals that we're going to be looking for a top, we can look back historically at what has happened in the past. So the consolidation that's going on right now, if we just isolate this bull move, this is very healthy consolidation. We're still holding up just fine. There's very little bear volume. The bulls are buying the dip. We have inside bars showing sideways consolidation, and our resistance is the all-time high of 58.67, and our nearest support is 54.55, the low of this pullback. So if I were just drawing a channel here, that would be the channel that I would be looking at in the short term. If we break this low of 54.55, we don't have a ton of support nearby. We could be looking down at 53.90, and then after that, it would be previous resistance, now support, 5,000 psychological. So there's not a ton of support. We could drop, 8% on a pullback if this support level is lost because we shot straight up without establishing support on the way up. So we do need to be cautious. We look at the RSI on the daily time frame and see that aside from that significant bull move back in May, we haven't really stayed above the 80 RSI level for a long period of time. We have done it. It's not impossible, but we briefly poked above it just now and we pulled back. And we look at the pullbacks from August and September. We pulled back right at 80 and right under 80, and that led to consolidation. So that's another factor to keep in mind, to be cautious. Again, I'm not saying if you're in a position you need to sell, but you need to have a stop loss level that will knock you out before we see this downside if it does play out where we don't have a lack of support nearby. Checking the 4-hour time frame for more details. There's our channel right there. We could very easily see a new all-time high as soon as tonight. We're close enough right now that the bulls really just need to rally $100, $120 and see that new all-time high. So again, I'm not trying to put any doubt or bearish uncertainty here because there is no bearish indications right now. There's a couple patterns that could play out, but I'm just watching the higher low pattern on the 4-hour time frame, building support on the way up. I'm looking at 56.43 support and 55.75 support. And then it's just that all-time high resistance. The hourly time frame is a potential ascending wedge pattern, which is generally a bearish pattern, but I usually don't associate pattern or direction with patterns. I like to wait for the break before I make my decisions. So this would be the pattern that we would be watching, an ascending wedge here, and watching for a break of this pattern in sometime in the next 8 hours or so, depending on how it plays out. So zooming in a bit more, the 15-minute time frame, we can see the wedge that we are currently within, higher lows, and we are hitting higher highs. So that is a good sign for the bulls. And again, just one breakout and we do have an all-time high. So bottom line, bulls still in control. Protect your trades. Have stop loss levels because if we do break that level and hit lower lows, it's a long way down before we find the next clear support level. Checking in on Ethereum with the same long-term time frame. Big, long equilibrium pattern playing out. All-time high, low the pullback, lower high, higher low. Could be forming a lower high here. We are early in the week, but it is a bearish reversal candlestick after a month of green. So we do have the new resistance here at 350 psychological, still seeing these lower highs. If we reject from here and see a red week the following week from this week, we will be looking to pull back and form a higher low compared to 202.25. I would be looking somewhere in the mid to upper $200 range, more likely the upper $200 range, to see it tighten up and continue to play out before we get a clear break sometime in the next couple of months. That is if we confirm a bearish reversal candlestick. And also have to be watching the correlation, because if Bitcoin were to see a big move to all-time highs, we don't know if Ethereum's going to react directly with it or inversely. Have to be watching very close. But as of right now, I am cautious here as well. The daily time frame, healthy consolidation, big upper wick and big lower wick show indecision. If you combine those two candlesticks together, it would essentially be one big doji of indecision. So our resistance is 350, our support is 320. If we break 320, we're looking down at 298.29. So that would be a key level for a swing position to need to hold for me to be comfortable. And if we do get a break of 350, the next resistance is up in the 370s. So that's the daily channel that I'm watching right now. We could also keep an eye on an uptrend support line coming off of the low. And that's where I would put that support line right there, making sure no candles close below it. Just something else to be keeping an eye on, but really it's the price levels that matter the most to me. And we're watching a tightening range now. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame on Ethereum. We have our higher low, higher high pattern. Multiple inside bars are currently forming. The hourly time frame, bulls are trying to turn around some consolidation after a bullish morning. We've been pulling back most of the afternoon, and bulls are trying to turn things around. But as of right now, the bears have the upper hand in the short term. The bulls are going to have to set a higher low and a higher high on the hourly by breaking 336.46, 336.50. See that higher low and higher high, a bullish MACD cross, and for the bulls to try and head back to the upper 340s. Checking in on Litecoin. Litecoin on the daily time or on the weekly time frame is a lot further away from all-time highs. We need a 50% move for all-time highs. We don't need nearly that much for Bitcoin nor Ethereum. So we are seeing a bull move. We are looking for a potential lower high as we consolidate on the weekly. The daily time frame is seeing healthy consolidation. We had an upper wick of profit taking. We have an inside bar and another inside bar to start the day, which just formed 40 minutes ago. So still very early forming, but it's the same thing as we're seeing on Bitcoin and Ethereum with just sideways consolidation right now. If we see a break of this support of 62.33, we're looking down at 62.06 and then 58.30. That's aside from psychological support levels. So there's not a ton of support in the near term if we do break that level, which is why we need to be protecting our trades. The 4-hour time frame shows how tight we are here, and we're looking at that support. And look at the 4-hour time frame. It's not inside bars. It's just really tight, straight across trading. Resistance of 65.44 and 66.83. And again, that must hold support in the short term is 62.06. Hourly time frame, straight across trading. Range is shrinking, volume dropping off. Should see a clear break sometime in the next 12 hours at the most on Litecoin, with the bulls or the bears choosing one direction or the other, and then other traders piling in on that, magnifying that move. Has not happened yet, but keeping a close eye for it, as the tighter we get, the closer we are to a bull break. So that's what we've got heading into tomorrow. Still working on the alert system, and we've got multiple indicators that are going to be coming out. Excited for those. They are certainly putting our own spin on things, and things that I want to be alerted to implemented on the chart, and giving us really a whole lot more information to be trading off of when we can't be sitting there in front of the screen. Thanks again. We'll see you soon.